Hi, Clint here, Crimson Landscape, here to talk about your outdoor living and backyard design. Alrighty. A few admin notes. This design is conceptual. We'll have to figure out a few details on site to make sure this design will actually work. There'll be some due diligence part of the process, which is pretty common for a design and project of this nature. I would recommend short term that you consider demoing all the plant material that you don't want and opening the space up and prepping for the next phase of the project. It's just when a house is, a house is this old, you're going to find things that are hidden, stumps, old plant material, hidden items that we just want to kind of uncover if possible during the plant demo phase of the project. But once you get it all said and done, I would definitely consider just putting simple grass back where most of the plant material was taken out to make the space seem larger and a larger space for the kids to hang out and play short term. Down the road, you can consider adding landscape down the road as the budget expands. But short term grass is an easy solution and it's easy to maintain. And I'll show you what the yard looks like in just a second with all the plant material gone. Okay, the patio itself. So you have your upper area and your lower area. Upper area is going to be your dining and lounge area. So you have your dining room on the right side and you see the grill area. I did that on the right side because of shadowing of the house and the shade structure, which I'll show you in a second. Then your main living space is under the shade structure, which you can add now or certainly can add in the future. If we add in the future, all we have to do is reinforce the concrete where the footings would be for the post, and that's it, and we can build that sucker down the road. The upper area is for the shade structure has a fan and 4 lights. We can have 2 posts, a couple of posts over here, and I can string lights across here like this to light up your dining room table at night and for entertaining. So if you look at where your dining room table is now, it's noon in this image. If I change it to, that's 3 o'clock there, it's 4 o'clock, you can see how much the shadow is cast over your dining room table just by where the sun traverses in the sky. So the shade structure itself, this cover right here, is not just about covering the living space, it also throws its shadow over the dining space. That's why I think either short-term or long-term, it's a nice little addition to the space. This is a cedar structure, and for the top of the structure, we can add a synthetic glass material. It comes in 2 flavors. It comes in a not so rainproof and 100% rainproof, depending on which one's important to you. The not so rainproof, just the way the seams come together, it's not perfect. It will not seal perfectly, so water can squeak through. Let me go back to daytime. So there's noon. Added a couple pots here on the ends just for color texture. Let me come from this angle and let you see it from this angle. You can see your egg, your grill, and you can see the dining room table from this side. And this railing is just fence. There's not a good railing on the software that shows what a railing would look like, so that's why you have this one in there. Concrete, this is all concrete. It's a pattern concrete with I did a rough texture herringbone pattern with a rough texture non-patterned or non-line patterned along the stairs. Same thing in the lower space. I did herringbone pattern with the nice border 2-tone. It doesn't have to be quite as distinct, the 2-tone colors. It could be lighter, it could be darker, it could be browns if you want browns, it could be earth tones if you want. I just thought the gray matched the brick a little bit better. Again, the lower space here, multi-purpose space, and you have a nice little connecting walk path that connects over to the side yard and towards the kitchen. Then a little walk path that connects over to the garage/guest house. Simple plants mixed in, not required, just some pop of color. Then over here, this old under house access is, I'm guessing this is an old coal chute for an old coal furnace. Just some simple gravel to fill the space. Okay, let me turn the lights on, or correction, let me go to night, turn the lights on so you can see the shade structure. Nice and bright. A couple lights on the house. These are color changing lights. They're dimmable, so you can illuminate the backyard. Then again, like I said, we can string lights over if you wanted to. I can add maybe a couple spotlights on the edge here as well. Okay. You go back to daytime. Let me view it from this angle. So I think it turned out nice. I actually like this design. Again, the grand staircase I went with because with the grand staircase you don't have to have railing. So it doesn't obstruct your view. Okay, let me come down here. Down here you could fit in a small sports court if you wanted to. I think this is, how big is this? It's 22 by 30, so it's 22 by 30 little court down here. That'll fit just nicely in that space. Then, as you can see, there's your backyard without the plant material in. Your backyard's giant. So plenty of space if you want to take out all that plant material short term, go with grass. Privacy shrubs over here like we talked about. Certainly can tuck that sports court back on this side, no problem at all. Then all along the shed here, we can put plants along a shed, but the garage, your guest house, we could do plants here if you wanted to, maybe add a tree or two, up to you. I left all that out in this conceptual design just so you can have an idea what we're talking about. Budgets, I'm terrible at budgets for a project like this. Again, like I said, I would start with the demo. In parallel, we can work on due diligence to verify heights required, demo, how much of the patio, the underlying patio needs to come out, the old patio. Then determine from a budgetary standpoint what makes sense for you long term, maybe phase 1 versus phase 2. All right, let me pause there. I'll send you this video. If you have any questions, just let me know. We can set up a Zoom call to discuss some design changes, or we can meet in person to go over the details. If you're a first-time guest checking out one of our videos, you can go to our website at crimsonlandscape.com.